Striker Wolf, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm getting things set up here. I am streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, so I'm making sure that everything is working on both, which it is. Nice. You hear it through the mic, but not the stream. So it looks... Why is it that Streamlabs bot? Match title, unless look for same executable. That's it. Do a sound effect like squee or something. See if that will work. Hopefully that went through the thing properly. Okay. Yeah, it's, again, like, rebuilding all the OBS stuff from scratch. The last time I ever messed with this was like 2 years ago, so there's a lot of little things that I've completely and utterly forgotten. And that was one of them. Alright, so we are starting today at Echo Delta Delta Sierra. Echo Delta... Echo Delta Delta Sierra Stuttgart. Oh, I forgot to start my two other programs. Say Intentions and Flight Track. Don't want Barry to be angry with me. There we go. Cool. Oh, you know what else we can get working? Open Bush Talk Radio. Okay, so other Windows, run an application. Constant Deluge, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. Alright, so let's see. Bush Talk Radio. That's the whole audio tour. Alright. Okay, done. Cool. Alright, so Stuttgart. We're gonna start right there. Departure. Shoot. Sorry, guys. I got like this gunk in my throat. Alright. Let's see if we can get this to load in. Aircraft is all twisted around. And there's that issue too. Horizon in the distance. Into VR. All right. All my switches are already on. Oops. All right. Rotor brake is off. Stop walking through my aircraft, person, I swear. battery on. Anti-collision lights on. Generator on. Hey, look, the GPS is actually working. Nice. Let's actually load up say intentions and my GPS. So GPS will go somewhere down there. Say intentions will go there. And I wish there was a way for it to remember the size and position of these windows every time I start the thing. Would be amazing. Like that. Just like that. I'm essentially simulating that I've got a oh shit. I'm simulating that I've got another screen right here, because I've had aircraft that actually do, and it's really, really nice. So turn that off. Shoot. All right. Load flight plan from this PC. Uh-oh. What's going on? Why can't I see? There it is. Okay, flight plan is loaded. Send to avionics. So avionics have it. Nice. While we're here, we might as well get everything set up for the flight. Aircraft, flight performance. Tune the radio to ATIS. Oh, come on. Okay, so apparently none of my buttons work for typing in. That is freaking awesome. Cargo, load aircraft, fuel, full tank of fuel. Okay. I don't understand the save configuration and open ATC panel. Why? How about just save configuration? That would be nice. For some reason, this thing's not letting me actually type. Okay. Usually during startup, you're listening to this because you get like the pressure for the day. Information Charlie. Come on, give me the altimeter calibration. 1009er. So I'm looking at that number right there. In Europe, they use that. In the US, they use that. All right. Horn test. Avionics on. Fuel pump. Pitot tube. Clear left. Clear right. Clear. Should we be hearing something from the game? You should be. Are you not? Like, I mean, the engine hasn't started yet. You're not hearing anything from Streamlabs or say intentions. Why is it doing this? Properties. Match title, find same executable.
Temperature 19er.
Now can you hear say intentions?
QNH 1009.
Time.
Transition
10:56.
level 70. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Charlie. Stuttgart Airport, information Charlie. 1450 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 7. Wind 065 at 4. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, view at 1700 feet. Scattered at 2400 feet. Temperature 19er. Dew point 14. QNH 1009er. Transition level 70. Advise on course heading.
PNH 1009er is the pressure.
Advise on initial contact. You have information.
I just saw the contrails up there.
Stuttgart Airport, information Charlie. 1450 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 7. Wind 065 at 4.
Rolling up.
Visibility 10. Sky conditions, view at 1700 feet. Scattered at 2400 feet. Temperature 19er. Dew point 14. QNH 1009.
Horn coming on.
Transition level 70. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold.
Changing over to ramp frequency.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Charlie.
Okay, so I'm at flight speed. All my temperatures are good. All this is fine. That's fine. Outside air temperature is currently 19 Celsius. Fuel flow is okay. A little bit worried about those, but that seems to be something new that the aircraft is doing with the patch, so it goes away once you take off. Stuttgart Airport, helicopter, Sierra Quebec, uniform Echo Echo, requesting departure to the northeast.
QNH 1009er. Runway 25 is in use. After departure, proceed direct to Echo at 2500 feet or below. Contact ground on 121.915 when ready for taxi.
I'm an idiot. I clicked on ramp instead of ground. Stuttgart Airport, helicopter, Sierra Quebec, uniform Echo Echo. On pad, requesting departure to the northeast. So at a controlled airport, you contact ground. Ground then tells you where to go on the ground, and then they hand you off to tower to get clearance to actually take off. And apparently that's the wrong frequency. Stuttgart Airport, helicopter Sierra, Quebec, Uniform Echo Echo. On pad, requesting taxi for takeoff, departure to the northeast. We'll get it eventually.
Helicopter Uniform Echo Echo, you are on clearance frequency. Contact ground on 118.605.
I was just on that. Contact ground on 118.065. Helicopter Uniform Echo Echo. I was just on that frequency and they didn't even respond. What is going on? Maybe fourth time's the charm. Stuttgart ground helicopter Uniform Echo Echo requesting taxi for takeoff, departure to the northeast. It's like, come on. This is the second time I've called on this frequency. Is it just not responding?
Helicopter Uniform Echo Echo,
finally.
Runway 25 taxi via exit 1, November Alpha. After departure, proceed direct to Echo at 2500 feet or below. Contact tower when ready for departure.
Taxi via exit 1, November Alpha. Helicopter Uniform Echo Echo. Now the next problem that we have is, let's see here. We're at this airport. Oh, is my thing out of date? Shit. I'm supposed to be getting a chart right here. And I'm not getting a chart. Shit. Well, that's annoying. The chart usually shows which taxiways are what, so I don't know where November and Alpha are. Runway 25 is heading west, however, so it's most likely we'll taxi down this. Exit 1. Which is maybe that one right there. November Alpha, whatever. Let's go. We're gonna look at the signs and see if we can figure it out. November Alpha. Yellow on black, where you're at. So right here, see how it's a black sign with yellow lettering, N? That means I'm on November. Okay? So this turnoff would have been taxiway Golf, G. So we're now on November. And I'm hoping the letters are going down as we go down this way. Again, we're on November. Okay, so that's taxiway Echo. So G, E, as we go down, we'll get to Alpha eventually. A lot of times with helicopters, if I was on the side of the runway that my departure is and not having to cross, they would just be like, at own risk and do whatever. But because the direction I need to go is that way, that means I have to cross the runway at some point, so they're just going to have me take off from the runway. It should have had me take off a lot sooner and not have to go all the way down to Alpha, however. So I will have to poke at the developer and be like, oh yeah, helicopters, we do this. We don't need as much runway to take off as other ones do. So this is taxiway Bravo. The next one should be Alpha. And they did say next contact will be tower. So changing the tower frequency. Drag my skids on the ground a little bit. Now see, they've got these lines on the ground so multiple airplanes can line up and wait here. Since there's no other aircraft here, I'm taking the furthest one. We're now on taxiway Alpha. And these other lines are like where the airplanes park, so there's spacing in between each one. And then I stop right before the hold short line here. Which, it's that one up there. Okay, so now, because of limitations with Microsoft Flight Sim, for it to recognize that I'm here, I need to set down, have the skids touching the ground. Stuttgart Tower, Helicopter, Sierra, Quebec, Uniform, Echo, Echo. Holding short, runway 25 at Alpha. Ready for takeoff, departure to the northeast.
Helicopter, Sierra, Quebec, Uniform, Echo, Echo. Stuttgart Tower, to Stuttgart Tower, runway 25, wind 060 at 4. Cleared for takeoff. After takeoff, enter right downwind for a straight out departure to the north.
Cleared for takeoff, Helicopter, Uniform, Echo, Echo. The moment you hear the words cleared for takeoff, you're good to go. $60 knots, add collective. Maintain that 60 knots. (2,500 feet). Departure to the north. There we go. There's a little N on the compass. Do I have the Virpal Collective? I do not. However, they have a sale going on right now, and I'm really considering getting it. The Collective I have right now at the moment is a 3D printed thing that I bought off of Etsy. The Virpal Collectives have not been available for the longest time, so I'm really considering getting one of those. Alright, let's see here. Bear with me, I need to do some camera adjustment. I forgot to... Uh-oh. There it goes. Ah, that works. You know what I forgot to do? Hold on. Kona. Kona, buddy. I am going to continuously punch my cat in the face because he has his head dangling off the thing, and I go to hit escape to pause, and I hit his head instead. Buddy, your neck is going to be so sore. Buddy. Blub, I'm a fishy. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, because I'm in Germany, I'm opening up... Let's see. German pop music from the 90s. Let's see what I get. All right. Just play Moto. I don't know what that is. This playlist might have some of that. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, I was looking at the Virtual Collective literally this morning, like less than an hour ago, and I think I need about $400 to get it. And that's the Collective and the N for it that I want to get. Looks like I have a mixture of photogrammetry and real trees down below. Oh yeah, we have photogrammetry. I can see the trees all here. Have it, bought it, it's fun, made me get more into helicopter flying. Yeah. I think this one, it's 3D printed, it was like $100. I got it like... No. I received it the day Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 came out. They didn't deliver it the day before when they were supposed to, and I was waiting at the post office at 9 a.m. to get it so I can get home in time for the Flight Sim release at 10 a.m. It was cutting it close. I had to get it home. I had to figure out a way to bolt it to the cockpit. Yeah, that was fun. Don't start stuttering when I get close to the ground game. Don't do that, game. Ooh, I'm not liking the stutters when I'm flying that close to the ground. MK, it is. The performance overall has been great in Sim Update 4. I don't know why. Actually, I think I know exactly why I'm getting the stutters. It's still loading things. But yeah, it's working so much better. I can be really far away and still see my airspeed and rotor RPM, so that's really good. I have no idea where my mouse is at. There it is. Never mind. I think maybe it might have been stuttering because I didn't have the game in focus. Or maybe not.
Helicopter uniform Echo Echo. You're leaving my airspace.
Departing airspace, helicopter uniform Echo Echo. Thank you. The other day, I realized that most of my frame rate dip was because of the grass. So, Ultra was bad. High was in Africa. Now we're in much more populated area. I'm going to go grass medium. See if that... yeah. Like, already I can tell it's smoother. And this is only the first Sim Update 4. The list of fixes that they had on Sim Update 4 Beta, it was huge. Like, it was bigger than the list of fixes when Sim Update 3 went live. Massive. It's one of those things, like, I kind of wish they had held off and this had been Sim Update 3. A lot of this area still has a lot of photogrammetry still. Or, I take that back. No, the photogrammetry ended a little while ago. Wonder if the model matching will be any better for multiplayer. Volume 10. So, kinda yes and no. The game now has a completely separate download for if you're not flying the aircraft, it loads a completely different model. So you can have it preload all those other models. I think it's now on the third-party developer to have a model of the aircraft that is lower detail than the main model for use so people that don't have the aircraft can see it. So, I think in that way, possibly yes. But MK, that's what they're doing now. But again, Sim Update 3 introduced the fact that you can pre-download all that stuff to your hard drive, too. I think the reason why I'm getting little stutters every time is the things that I don't have downloaded and it's doing the streaming instead. Volume 40. Quick thermal check. There's not a whole bunch of rising air right now, but a little bit. Also notice how after we took off, the battery and generator light has turned off. We're currently making 28.5 volts. It was on when it was only 28 flat, so I don't know. There's some weirdness with that. That light shouldn't be on if the generator's on, personally. I keep turning to follow a road, and it's like, no, you don't do that. Sim volume 10. Sim volume 20. That's not working again. I'm gonna have to figure out why it's not changing my volume. So, the new VR headset that I'm getting, it has a wider field of view, and it has a wider vertical field of view. So, like, right now, if I'm looking down at this, if I look at it right now, I can barely see it out of the corner of my eye, and half of it is cut off by the limited field of view in this headset. I have to turn my headset that much to fully see it, but I have to really turn to it because of the foveated rendering. The new headset, I should be able to see it out of the corner of my eye, so I can have the game focused on the world, and then, like, glance down at my GPS, glance down at my airspeed, altitude, vertical speed, all that kind of stuff. The thing that might be interesting is that the big screen Beyond 2 has eye tracking. So I don't know if the foveated rendering will focus on whatever I'm looking at. So we'll have to see if that affects what you guys see or not. Because if I look down and everything else goes pixelated, I can't have that. I've got to figure something else out. Volume 30. But yeah, like, so far everything else with Sim Update 4 has... performance has been excellent. Well, the Beyond is designed so it just runs through Steam VR. Like, they made all their stuff, like, super compatible, which has been really, really nice. I'm on a Beyond 2 owners Discord thing, and everybody that have been getting their Beyond 2s have been greatly enjoying them. I mean, it's a direct connection to the PC, not having to deal with any wireless stuff. Apparently it's working really, really well. For a lot of Beyond owners, it's been an upgrade for their, say, their indexes, so it essentially works the same. But yeah, they've been trying, like, the CEO of the company was on a interview thing a while back, I think with Linus Tech Tips or something. Being the CEO and still being super technical, like the guy is super involved in the project, which is awesome. I mean, I think their entire philosophy is literally remove everything it doesn't need, so it's like the lightest possible thing. I've actually seen some people make add-ons that actually give the headset foveated rendering and everything like that too, which is kind of neat. And yeah, MK, I think the biggest issue with Pimax is that that company kind of has bad blood between Valve and HTC and everything, because they did a lot of stuff which they're still dealing with a lot of legal stuff after. So they're not getting any assistance from those companies, while Big Screen Beyond kind of has direct connections. This is one of those deals. It's like kind of what happens when you don't burn your bridges. Alright, around here was where yesterday the game crashed, however. So let's check and see if... Oh wait, we're not there yet. Got some animals down below. Yeah, it is a lot better, but they had to deal with just figuring out ways to bypass a lot of the stuff that they weren't allowed to use because of the whole lawsuit thing. Just took them a long while to reverse engineer it. The problem is if Steam VR or whatever decides to change all their stuff, then they're out of luck until they can reverse engineer it again. While the other things probably get advance warning and help converting it before the changeover day.
At our 10 o'clock, about 6 kilometers away, you might notice the quaint little village of Obersontheim. It's a place where time seems to have stood still, probably because nobody's bothered to wind it up again. Now, Obersontheim is known for its charming architecture
and a general
sense of calm, which is ironic considering my friend Toby once tried to start a flash mob there.
Can you be quiet?
Unfortunately, he was the only one who showed up, so it was more of a flash Toby than a mob. He's still banned from the local bakery for reasons I can't quite remember.
Oh my God.
But I'm sure it involved a misunderstanding about the proper use of pretzels. Of course.
I'm disabling that, sorry. I don't need to hear about Toby. For me, it's been different depending on what game I play. Right now with Flight Sim, I'm using virtual desktop. But I have had times in the past where Steam VR was actually better performing. So I kind of alternate back and forth. But like, when I'm doing VR chat, because I've got the stuff that does facial mouth tracking and everything like that, that requires to be ran through Steam VR, so I use Steam VR for that too. Alright, so I've got little nav map up over here. I'm watching it to see if, okay. Somewhere right around here is where I crashed last time. If I crash there again, there's probably something loading in that the game doesn't agree with. Look around real quick, see if there's anything weird. I don't see any point of interest. Alright, so I crashed around 3, 2, 1, and here. Okay, good. No crash this time. Awesome. I tell you, one thing I do want to do for Microsoft Flight Sim is I do want to figure out how to make my own livery, because I'd like to paint my helicopter instead of just being the default gray. It's like a super, super light gray. I'd like to be able to throw something onto the side or something, I don't know. And I love hills like this. You can just roll through it. It's great. Profane Pagan, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. Volume 40. I don't know if the smaller power lines have wires on them or not. Working on Blender while the cats are running around on my desk. I do need to do a Blender stream soon because I need to make some 3D printed pieces for flight simming. I want to make a control that essentially mimics all of this area down here, including that little guard and everything. Figure something out. It would be nice to actually flip those switches in the proper order. push the button so it turns everything on. How Central European this landscape is. It's nice. Like, I enjoy terrain that has a little bit of hills like this. It's nice. Like, Kansas. Can't deal with, like, when it's that flat, it's like, There's areas of Kansas where it does get, like, the hills doing this, and then it's a little bit nicer, but when it's completely flat, it's just,
H2O.
Dietrich, what's up, dude?
H2O.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
How you doing today? From Central Europe, so it feels like home. Nice. For me, the biggest thing for me is just it gives me a better understanding of the geography and the placement of the cities. For some reason, I thought this area of Germany had a lot more mountains, but apparently we're not in that area of Germany yet. So again, it's helping me get a better lay of the land, apparently. I completely forgot about the Jurassic World thing. Time?
11:37.
It is live right now, right? Because it went live at midnight tonight, right? When the sun goes down, when I can't see anymore on my around the world trip, yeah, then we'll switch over to it. We're flying over the Nürburgring? We will. When I get over there. Wait, am I close? Somebody might need to look up on the Flight Track app and see if I'm actually close to the Nürburgring. I think I'm heading towards it, but I'm not quite there yet. Hello, cattle. And sheep and horse. I saw a single horse. Do I think I could find the correct panels online from demolished helicopters? I mean, I possibly could. The problem with that is so are everyone that's trying to fix their real helicopter. And because of that, real aircraft panels are just pricey. I have a 3D printer. I'm a metal worker. I could make my own shit. Considering that the real life panels, I mean, I was in the Air Force. I can make that shit. I can make it to the level of it being a real-life aircraft panel. I could just make it for flight simming, so I'm not super concerned about that. A lot of it is literally just making sure you got the correct measurements. So, yeah, the Jurassic Park flight sim thing came out this morning. I completely forgot about it. I think it's like $20 or something. 6 separate islands, and I don't know what they did for dinosaurs available to be seen, I guess. Does anybody happen to know what helicopter were they flying in the first movie? Was it a 135? Or was it something else? I am flying towards Nuremberg, to be precise, south of Nuremberg. Okay. When I get to the next airport, I'm gonna pull open little nav map and we're gonna take a look at it and see if we can identify exactly where the ring is at. It's an Augusta A109A. I don't think we have that in the game. But Irvi, thank you very much for that, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely a good-looking helicopter. No expense spared. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Forgot to turn the Bush Talk client on. Kind of need that for that to work. Does this game have the... I don't think it has the 365, sadly. I wish there was a way to have the thickness of the grass, but have it extend twice as far out. Because see, like, it's just popping into view so close to me. And I've got draw distance maxed out. Lies like a box of spanners. I didn't have any issue with it, but I don't know. It did have some weirdness when it came to the autopilot, though. That's what I think was messing up for me, was the autopilot. So I just turned all that off. I would say the problem with an X56 is you're dealing with the whole centering spring. Like, you don't have to deal with the centering spring in real helicopters. Yeah. The reason for the force trim setting is for people with a centering spring. When you bind the force trim, and you got to be careful because there's two different ones. When you bind the correct force trim, you press it, move the control stick back to center, and then release it. And then it trims the helicopter, and it should be really close. In fact, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to try something. This helicopter does not have a force trim in real life. I'm going to try it and see how it works. See if I can show you guys exactly how it works here. So we're going to do... Pause music. Okay, so we're going to do... Okay, so we're doing... Yeah. Set helicopter force trim release button. Set the helicopter force trim release button on or off. By pressing this button, you release the force for the desired stick cyclic position. Okay, so let me see if I got this right. So if I... Okay, so I do have it set to 19. Okay. So let's see if I can get this to work, because if I can get this to work, that'd be nice. Okay, I'm doing something wrong. bear with me as I try to find this correct setting so I can make it actually work the way it's supposed to. Okay, so we're looking for trim. Okay, so, yeah, okay, so this, I need to delete that one. Delete assign control. So you should be looking for, search for trim, and then where is it? Quick trim, I think is the setting. Assistance to automatically trim your aircraft, not true to life. Is that the right one? Let me go online and double check that I'm giving you guys the correct info. Because, again, there was a realistic trim setting and then there was a unrealistic trim setting. And I'm trying to give you the unrealistic one that is supposed to be the one you use if you're using a centering stick. So, Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Where is it? Okay. Set helicopter force trim release button switch. Okay. Okay, I might have done it. Well, I have two of them. So, let's see here. This is Graha, and this is Kona. Doing okay, buddy. You guys are sleepy. That one's as far over as I can get. Also, why the hell is it so hot in this room? And the ad's done. Okay. Alright, so bear with me one moment. One moment. Something important. My uncle sent me a thing. One moment. Okay. Growing up fast and spend the rest of their lives as fur babies, right? Okay, so let me look at this thing again, because I'm kind of... Oh, shit, what did it do? There it went, okay. So, rotor trim, I think, is incorrect. You don't want a rotor trim. But apparently this set helicopter force trim release, I'm not understanding. I mean, I guess there's supposed to be 2 of them? Quick trim. Alright, so I'm just setting a different button for each of these, and I'll figure out which one actually works the way it's expected. Alright. Saving back, and... Okay. Okay, found it. Cool. So, what happens here, okay, is so my cyclic has very little, very little spring force trying to return it to center, okay? So, when I release it, it wants to do that, okay? And if I just let it go, bad shit will happen to the helicopter, alright? The way the force trim works, and this is mainly for people with a centering stick, okay, is you would get the aircraft trimmed, flying the direction you want it to go, okay? Then you press your button. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on. Why is that now not working? Okay. See how now it's very dull? But I'm getting some movement at the extremes. Like, I'm full forward now and nothing's happening. It's kind of weird. So, when I push left, it resets everything to default. When I hold right, I can then hold right, make a small movement of the stick, and see how much the stick is moving, but there's not much movement outside. When I release that, now, a lot of movement, hold it, little movement, right? So you can use that to kind of move the stick where it's a lot more comfortable to hold. And especially if you have a spring-loaded stick, you can use that to bring it back to the center. And then, now, hands off. It's got a very slight... See here, move it back over. So, you can make little tiny corrections like that. When you get closer, because that setting is going to mess up when you go to land, as you get closer, you can then reset it, and then it'll go back to requiring you to move the control stick a lot more off of center to land the thing. But then you get full deflection to the rear and everything like that. Okay? They have proper helicopter setups. It's just it's pricey. Because helicopter flight is such a niche thing. It's like people like me are the only ones using it. Alright, so the 2 settings you're looking for are rotor trim reset and quick trim. Okay, so this set helicopter force trim release, completely ignore that. Do not use that at all. The 2 settings you want are rotor trim reset and quick trim. Quick trim is when you set it, and rotor trim reset is when you're turning it off. Malik, would it be crazy to pilot a real helicopter while the pilot is hooked up to Microsoft Flight Sim in VR? You could do it easily. The catch would be, you'd have to have somebody in the other seat as a catch it in case. Legally, though, I don't know if you really could. The other thing, too, is getting the aircraft controls to interface with the computer. Okay, so now that I know that that's the button that actually sets it, I'm going to actually reset my buttons to actually do something else. So now I have a... I'm going to push it away, and that turns it off, and then quick trim is what turns it on. Okay, cool. Actually, it's harder for me to pull it to me. So it's easy to push it away, it's harder to pull it to me, so I have to purposely pull it to me to actually do it. And Kazin, what's up, dude? How you doing today? But that's how you get the force trim to work. So now, let me get back on course. I got turned all the way around. So now, even the little bit of spring force that I had, I've reduced it even more. Crazy busy IRL? I understand that, dude. Completely understand that. Again, I don't know why, but the thing keeps placing me so far back like I'm almost in the headrest. I don't like that. Cats are doing excellent. They had their surgery a couple weeks ago, so they're absolutely fine recovering from that. And, I mean, they're both, well, one's up here beside me right now. The other one, I think, just jumped down to grab some more food. Because, of course, they're hungry. What the hell? Hold on, what am I seeing? Okay, it's just a really deep hole in the ground. Okay. I was like... I looked down and there was like some depth to that. That was weird. Can I adjust seating position? Kind of. If you hold shift and then use WASD, I could technically fly left seat. In real life, you see this thing on the ground? You can actually have another set of pedals and stick over here, so you could technically do it. Same with the having the collective right here. This aircraft, because it's made for passengers, however, they don't have that, so the passengers can't move stuff by accident. But you can. Yep, they got their dingleberries nuked. It's primarily so they don't spray across the house. They're so young they never got to doing that, but that is a preventative measure because they're within a few months of them starting to do that. And having two male cats spraying, they would kind of fight each other. So... Oh, adjust the seating position in sim? Okay, let me actually do that. Actually, the problem now is... I pressed the button enough that I've reset shit. Okay, so actually, no. I think I know what you're talking about, that setting. The problem with that setting is that if you adjust that setting to be perfect with this aircraft, it breaks all the other aircraft. And I wish there was a way to have a setting per aircraft. That, I think, is the reason why I don't use it. I have it at the default, that way it's small adjustments in every aircraft instead of having to do major adjustments in a bunch of other ones. Yeah, these. Let's see here. I don't know. Yeah, I'm afraid to click on any of that because it would do weird stuff. So maybe next time when I reset the game or whatever, I'll mess with it. Because, I mean, I do kind of only fly this helicopter. So it would make sense to actually adjust it properly. We'll see. Stop following the power lines. I keep being like, oh, that looks cool, and then, ooh, piece of candy. Next track. If I could fly any historical rotor ring aircraft from the past, what would it be? Ooh. I mean, if I just had a thing where I had an aircraft and I didn't have to pay for fuel, I was able to, you know, maintenance was done for me, probably an MD-500. Just because they're just such a high-performing aircraft. Oh, I wouldn't want to fly that personally. That's just... Big helicopters just mean more mass to have to turn around. It's not a sports car. I want the sports car. Like, taking that thing and doing this would be an absolute no. I like my sports cars. I mean, you could do it once. I think so. They're considered the Corvette of helicopters. Like, yeah, it's like a high-performance helicopter. And then the military versions, ooh, those things are deadly as shit. They're super twitchy, though, in a hover. Or they can be. It's one of the rare helicopters where the pilot in command actually sits left seat, which is really weird to me. Most helicopters are pilot in command right seat because the collective's on this side and you're doing this and looking down. The first Sikorsky, I mean, I could do it, but I wouldn't want to. That's the thing, is, would it be could I fly it? Yes. Is it fun to fly? No. Bell 222, they're like, oh, what is it? Let's see here. Pause music. I got really spoiled by the A-Star, so let's see here. Yeah, the Bell 222 makes 591 horsepower. Okay? 618 during takeoff, so essentially the 5-minute power, okay? The helicopter I'm in right now makes 800. So that's 800 normal flight. That's not even takeoff power. Yeah, okay, again, see, here's the other issue. Yes, the Gazelle held the speed record, but it goes really fast, and that's its main claim to fame, right? It's one of those, like, one-trick pony deals. It's really good at going fast, and it suffers for a lot of the other things. I want a helicopter that is good with a lot of things, not just one single thing. The crazy thing is that a Chinook can go faster than it can because it's two blades, right? A Chinook can fly faster than an Apache. It is an MD-500, yeah. Yeah, MD-500s, especially the newer ones, are even more powerful. And I think most of them have... Okay, hopefully I'm back. Like, I'm in the middle of talking and then it just goes and it vanished and crashed and it's like, come on. Okay, whatever. Let's get flying. Hopefully it didn't... Well, OBS restarted, so it lost how long I've been live. Because it was a disconnection, though, it should... Oh! Fuck! Load right back into flying at a frickin' set of wires. No cam? No camera, shit. Oh, it's because the... Oh, crap. Hold on.